everybody, and welcome. Welcome on this amazing Wednesday evening. How are you? I appreciate you joining this evening to get to know Bob. I am your host, Sonia Weaver. I am excited to have yet another conversation with a phenomenal Black business owner where we're going to just be talking about some great things going on in and throughout our community. This is the amazing platform where we've had the opportunity to speak with business owners, founders of nonprofits, musicians, and artists, and just a plethora of people just doing their passion and purpose and making things happen. I am just honored to be a part of what they're doing and getting to know them, who they are, what they do, and why they do what they do. So, we have an amazing show for this evening. As always, make sure you take the time to subscribe if you have not already done so. Please share this information with others and encourage them to subscribe as well. If you find events or find out about businesses, make sure you share those as well. Connect one another so that we can continue to increase our visibility with our focus of increasing the circulation of the dollars within our community. So, kicking it off with our pledge. Our Support 7 Bob pledge. I will let you guys know that I had the opportunity this weekend of meeting and supporting several Bobs. I had the opportunity of going local. It's always great when you can stay right in your backyard, and I supported our Juneteenth event. The Juneteenth event was phenomenal. It happened right down in our historic downtown area, and I got a little video that I can show you to let you take an opportunity to see what was going on. So as you can see, I had the opportunity to network with a few vendors out there. And I'm a sucker when it comes to hair care products. So I did get me some oil to try. I'm always pleasantly pleased when I do purchase oils, first and foremost, because I always have to know the ingredients. And this particular oil had some of my ingredients that I love, and most importantly, that my hair loves. It's just simply 3 ingredients, and it's castor oil, essential oil, and one I can't even pronounce. But she shared what it is with me when it was there, and that most of them come from out of the U.S. So I've tried it for the last few days. It is not a thin oil, not too thick either, but it is right in the middle. Allows me the opportunity to massage my scalp and not let my hair feel heavy. It still feels light. So I did have a great time networking at that event, and I can't wait to introduce you to those Bobs that I met. Keeping up what was going on in this weekend, I also had an opportunity to participate in the Juneteenth Gala with jazz singer Sky Covington and keynote speaker Tanya R. Hill. That too was an amazing event. They had a fashion show, of course, vendors, and phenomenal food. Let's take a quick glimpse of what happened at that event. So yes, that was presented by Our Own Wall Street. And coming up in the show, they are our featured nonprofit of this month. And it was a phenomenal fundraiser, I must say, in the celebration with Juneteenth. And as you saw in that picture, I got an opportunity to celebrate with my dad early Father's Day. So happy Father's Day again to all of the dads out there. I hope you had a great Sunday this past week, and he really enjoyed the gala. We had such a great time. It was a wonderful, wonderful evening, beautiful day, and phenomenal night. So I hope that all those who attended have posted great pictures. And if you missed it, it definitely wasn't because I did not promote it. Now, I'm telling you, you got to stay connected. And if you don't, you will miss out on some phenomenal events. And then I round out just celebrating on Monday. As you can see, I still have it on today to say happy Juneteenth, everybody. I hope you had an opportunity to do some phenomenal things this past weekend as we celebrated Juneteenth together and brought awareness to the community, to those who knew about Juneteenth, and then also to those who were just finding out. I would love for you guys to chat about some of the events you had and post some pics that shows the various Juneteenth events that you participated in over this past weekend. Now, as we move right on into our deal of the day, part of our deal of the day is a result of this past weekend. Yes. Look, she was a vendor. Yes, this is Good Measure Nonprofit. As you know, if you buy a Diva wreath, proceeds go straight to Good Measure Inc. And they were our uh, February. It's February nonprofit of the month. So go back to some of those episodes in February. You'll find out more about Good Measure. And every time you buy a Diva wreath, those proceeds go straight to the nonprofit. And as you can see, Juneteenth weekend was a very good weekend for them. Multiple Diva wreaths sold, but there are a few left. So I'm going to join in with purchasing a Diva wreath to give away free. Now, if you want your very own Diva wreath, all you need to do is follow those 3 easy steps. You're going to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, if you already are a subscriber, then you're ahead of the game. Then you're going to like and follow us on social media. And if you've already done that, you're ahead of the game. And then you're going to share and tag. That's right. Share 5 of our previous Get to Know Bob episodes on your social media platform and tag us. The first person to complete all 3 steps will receive that free Diva wreath. Make sure you do that. You're going to send all your information to us at info@dealswithbob.com, letting us know you completed those 3 steps, and we will get that Diva wreath out to you right away. And I'm telling you, I have a Diva wreath hanging right now in my office. I love seeing it every day. It is the praying hands, and I have words around it that says prayer changes things, and it really does. So every day I get inspired by my beautiful Diva wreath. Our featured nonprofit for this month, as we continue to bring awareness, is Our Own Wall Street. Our Own Wall Street has an ecosystem designed to address the needs of underserved communities by sharing resources and teaching soft skills facilitated by professionals and business owners. Their 3 main service areas are civic engagement, health and wellness, and professional and personal development. These services are provided through educational workshops and events. Once the underserved members are sustained, they agree to serve with Our Own Wall Street to increase our outreach and to assist other communities in becoming sustained. That last part, I can't get over it. How amazing. Once Our Own Wall Street helps you, they are just requesting that you turn around and help someone else. And that's what it's all about. One of the reasons why Our on Wall Street is our featured nonprofit this month. Our featured business for the month is Tax Divas. Let's take a moment to see what they do. Now, Tax Divas is owned by the phenomenal Camilla Franklin. And if you don't know, Camilla Franklin is a phenomenal tax strategist and enroll agent. She does all forms of business information, and she is a contributing author to tax strategies for small businesses. Must know tactics for reducing your tax bill. We're definitely excited about having Tax Divas as our featured business on tonight's show. Look out for more information about Tax Divas on our social media pages. Our deals for consumer members is kicking off with Tax Divas, and Tax Divas is offering 10% off or free registration, consultation, or a free gift. MCS Financial Services Incorporated is offering 15% off. Linked LLC is offering 50% off plus one or free plus three. Boss Entertainment Group is offering 10% off. And Detroit Metro Plug Podcast is offering 15% off. And if you are a business owner and you want to offer deals, discounts, giveaways, and rewards to our consumer members, visit www.dealswithbob.com and join today. Now, to become a consumer member, you would just go over to our website and you would click on the consumer sign up button, pay for your annual subscription, and you will be able to benefit from all these deals, discounts, giveaways, and rewards. And if you are a business owner, we ask that you join an annual package so that you can get your consumer membership included. Now get your pen and get your paper. It is time for you to stay connected. And as always, we have a list of events coming through our community. I want to thank everybody for reaching out to me this past week, sending me your information about what you're doing. Keep them coming so that we can make sure that your events are successful with attendance from people coming. Remember, the more that know, the more will be there, or at least they will share with others to come as well if they can't. Kicking it off tonight, we're going to ask that if you missed out on our conversation last week with the phenomenal Dr. Portia Lockett, you must go back and watch that replay. It was just a phenomenal show and a great reminder of how you have permission to grieve. Boss Entertainment Group is a proud sponsor of the Caribbean Soul Experience. It's happening Friday, June 23rd at 6:30 p.m. This is a free event happening at Middleville Riverbank Music Series. Make sure you mark your calendars and plan on attending. On June 24th from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. There's another Juneteenth celebration. Let's keep the awareness going. In Harmony Cafe, Sweets and More, in conjunction with Mighty Together Entertainment, presents the Community Revitalization Festival, an energy concert series happening on June 24th and July 22nd and Saturday, August the 12th. This weekend, let's keep awareness for the Motor City Princess Ball. Now, this is a sold out event, but we definitely want to keep these young girls covered in prayer as they have an amazing event this weekend. The John E. Lawrence Jazz Series will start every Friday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., beginning June 30th through September 1st. Parking is only $5, happening at Ford Lake Park in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Permission to Heal Day. Join us for this free event to help you heal, offer you hope, and hold your heart. The Azel Benet Lockett Foundation. This event is Saturday, July 8th from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Make sure you register on Eventbrite. Success leaves clues. Join us every second Thursday, upcoming July 13th at 6:30 p.m. This is the Biz Life Book Club for the summer of 2023. Make sure you register on Eventbrite. Hello, Chicago. Mona Lisa's Lyrics Mompreneur and Dadpreneur Gift Giveaway Tour is heading out to Chicago on July 15th and 16th. For more information, call Mona at 586-460-8981. Let's congratulate Crystal L. Gunn, where she's going to receive the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Awards Gala on July 29th. It's presented by Fearless Women Rocks. It's the Access Identity Crisis Ideas, Impact, Influence, Saturday, August 5th. Make sure you register now. And let us support you by adding your event to our Stay Connected segment. Visit www.dealswithbob.com and contact us today. Well, I hope you were able to capture all of those amazing things, and your calendar should be full with opportunities to support Bob, giving you that opportunity to accept the challenge in supporting five Bobs. No, supporting seven Bobs. I'm sorry, a week, 7 days a week, seven Bobs a week. Now is that time in our show where I'm getting excited, where we're going to have our conversation with tonight's guest. He has been on the show before, so let's welcome him back as we introduce Mr. Charles McKaye. How are you, Charles?
Hey, I'm doing well. I just want to thank you for having me on again as the guest of Get to Know Bob, Deals with Bob. I just want to give a shout out to you and the work you're doing to acknowledge Black owned businesses in the community and globally, and just the things you're doing to amplify and allowing people to know about what's going on, sharing their story. That's awesome work. So I want to give a round of applause
Oh,
to you.
wow. Thank you.
Give you
Can
your
I give you
flowers right
one
now.
back? Give me one back, because I'm telling you, here's where I say I love, there's never competition, only support and collaboration. Because
Right,
Charles is everything he said about me, I can repeat seriously about him and the phenomenal work that you're doing, Charles, which is one of the reasons I had to have you back, because you
right,
constantly are taking that bar to the next level. You're challenging yourself and you raising it to the next level and bringing more and more amazing people to the forefront, some who I didn't know. So I always love watching and supporting your podcast so
right,
that
right.
I can get connected to some phenomenal people. Before we go too far in the conversation, though, for those who might not know you, let's take a moment for you to introduce yourself. Tell people who you are, what you do, some of the things about you, and then why you do what you do.
All right. For those who don't know me, who've seen me for the first time, my name is Charles McKaye. I'm a native Detroiter, born and raised in Detroit on the west side. On the west side, no hate on the east siders, but grew up on the west side. Um, so I joined the 50 club this year. I turned 50. Um, I have three beautiful children, 17, 19, and 21. Um, and so I've been privileged to serve. My day job is with the state of Michigan. I've served in different capacities for over 13 plus years. But I'm a, I work for the state, and then my evening things that I do is I'm a podcaster, and let me share just why I'm in this. It's basically I come in the tradition of John the Baptist. I'm sorry to get a little spiritual, but so I come in that spirit of John the Baptist to create a stage, pave the way, and amplify others who will come before people with their businesses, their opportunities, and things they're doing in a positive way in the community. And so my role is really to amplify as a business advocate to share what people are doing and get the news out and the word out so that their business can flourish. And this all came to me when I just kind of reevaluated my life, as I may have shared on the last podcast during the pandemic, just trying to just not really happy where I was at back in 2020, and just wanted to change the narrative for my life and just very grateful and having a heart of gratitude that I made it through that rough part of the. I guess we're officially out the pandemic, but I knew people who were affected by that pandemic and who are now with us today. And I made a promise to myself and God that I wanted to, for the rest of the life that is graciously given to me, I want to uh, be impactful, be influential, and be intentional. And so I reinvested in myself. I went back to school because I wasn't satisfied with the skill set I had and where I was at in my career. Um, I, I, I followed my passion with podcasting. I basically, for the past 2 years or so, um, been interviewing people, learning the whole podcast business. Actually, the more of the technical side of recording, editing. I've actually developed a skill where I help others who are interested
Awesome.
in sharing their story and with podcasting, audio and video. Uh,
Awesome.
so, so it's a whole lot. I know I said a whole lot. I want to
No, it's
elaborate
good.
but yeah, yeah. I
This
don't want
is
to
for
repeat.
you.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So basically, my goal is to to be a blessing to others, to amplify what they're doing, see how
Mhm.
I can be of service, and just so I create stages to help people to amplify what they're doing and support, and
I
I'm about
love it.
collaboration and networking.
I love
Keep
that. Now,
connected.
one thing I want to make sure I put a pin in it right now for those who are watching is that when you were here before, you may not have actually learned as much about the podcast world as you are now.
Right. Yes.
And so, therefore, you mentioned that your willingness to support others who want to get their voice out, who wants to use that as a platform, being able to assist. Now, is this a layer that you've added to
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
offerings, or how do you
Yes.
do that?
Yes. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm not. You've been doing your show on your channel for I think about 2 or 3 years, I believe. Right.
Yes,
Okay.
since 2020 as well.
Oh,
But
so
I am not nearly as technical as you are.
oh, okay. All right. So what? So starting out, I started out, I'm a firm believer. You start out with what you have. You start messy until you get better. So if you look at my first, I interviewed I have almost about 78 episodes. But if you
Mhm,
look at my first episode, I started out with just the camera on the computer, a webcam on Zoom, and I became a student of the technical part of it as well. So I just
mhm,
basically went to YouTube University. I learned how to record. I learned about streaming platforms. Like today, we're on StreamYard. The difference
mhm,
between different platforms, StreamYard versus Zoom,
mhm.
or versus Ecamm, different mics. I got this is the what we call the Joe Budden mic. So it has for those who know Joe Budden, he's pioneer. He was a former rapper, but he's a podcaster,
Okay.
and they have certain mics that people use. You got the
What is
Yeti mic,
mine called?
the Yeti mic, yeah. So
Yeah,
I know that. Yeah, yeah. I have a Yeti mic. So I have several mics. I have a Yeti mic as well,
you do.
but Yeah, there's pros and cons. So this one, yeah, but I don't want to get too technical. But yeah, so I basically learned, the different mics, how to use a mixer, how to, I got, little crispier cameras instead of moving from a webcam to more of a DSLR camera. So I learned all
Okay.
that, and so as a result, and I found it quite interesting. I learned how to edit clips, cutting reels, chopping things up through editing. I can edit audio, and so
So
people
is
were
this
asking
a
me.
service offering that you
Yeah,
do?
yeah, yeah. Because people kept asking me, they wanted to, maybe they had a business already and they wanted to build content around their business, whether they sell insurance or maybe they do taxes, like you had the tax diva. But they
Mm-hmm.
didn't, they wanted to get, share their story, create content, but they didn't know the
Okay.
technical sides, what mics to get, how to get started. So people kept asking me. And so and it just I kind of fell into it. I was like, oh, well, maybe this is a business. And then,
Okay.
um, there's people who have spaces, event spaces, which they have designated a podcast recording place, but they
Okay.
don't have producers or engineers or somebody who know how to work cameras and chop up stuff. And so that's been an opportunity. So I provide that as a service to help people create content around their business or around their brand, or if they're an influencer. And, you know, when I they may not have the time to learn the technical stuff. They might
Right.
want to show up and just have you record. Um, I can chop up audio if they're going to load it to an audio podcast, whether it's Spotify, Apple, Google. So yeah, so I have those services and that I can help people with that.
So I'm gonna do a shameless ask right here on the show while
Yeah.
I have you because it is closer to me getting a yes because we're right live right now.
Oh, okay. I thought you had somebody there because I see you putting your
No,
content there. I thought
not
maybe you
for
had.
not necessarily for me. What I'm wanting is because I'm starting at Tranquility Christian Counseling in a space of theirs doing some lunch and learns. So
Okay.
I don't know what your availability is like during the day
Right.
to possibly schedule you for an upcoming lunch and learn where you just come in and there's an in and out about an hour and you
Okay.
can maybe teach a piece of what podcasting is to
Yeah,
see the
yeah. Actually,
interest in.
I was thinking it's funny because I talked to a person today who wanted to use my services. And so to try to help people, I mean, I can be an ongoing producer for someone, but I can also do some just a kind of a class, show you the basics. I could teach you how to do
Right.
it so you wouldn't need me all the time. And so it was funny. I actually thought about that today to teach um just how to podcast, not just like how to monetize or just more of the technical stuff. That's what people are
Right. Well,
asking.
because
They
a
kind of
lot
know
of times
they know what
I'm
they want to
thinking
say. Yeah, they don't know the technical stuff, the cameras, the microphones,
exactly.
how to set things up. Yeah,
Or I'm thinking too, the average business person may be content with every day or they may be in there every day if that makes
right,
sense.
right,
This is their
right,
business, and especially I have a lot of people in our building that are cosmetologists, hair salons. So they come in, they have their clients, they do it, but they maybe never thought about how to leverage what they're already doing to create
right,
content
right,
that
right.
would take their business and give that visibility and awareness.
Yeah, and even also because the equip over the 2 years I collected a lot of. I didn't know why I was getting all this different. I thought I had too many mics and all that stuff, and it comes to find out I have enough equipment. I can go to where you're at and basically create a podcast at your office, your house, at church, at an
Oh
event.
wow.
And let's say somebody who has a special, they're expert in a special field and they want to create a digital course, but they need somebody to
Mhm.
record it, to edit it, to put it together, to put it on platforms, whether they're doing Thinkific or there's different platforms like, what's the other one? Kajabi or something like that. And they want to create a
Oh,
digital
you
product. So but they don't know, they don't have, you still got to create the video, you still got to edit it. And so if they need help with just editing, putting they package together to maybe teach a course, whether it's on journaling or whatever the course may be, but I didn't know. I just kind of fell into it because I kind of taught myself, and then I started, it was kind of fun playing around with Canva. I'm not like, there's some, I'm not a designer, so I do create my own thumbnails and stuff. I know basic stuff to get started, but I do recommend people to go to, Fiverr or Upworks for designing. I mean, I can do basic stuff, but yeah, I can edit. I can chop up video. I can add music. I can do
That's
voiceovers, whatever.
awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, that became an indirect side business. Like I just fell into it just because I
Awesome.
taught myself a new skill basically in 2 years.
W- Well, that's what we do, or what we
Right.
should do. You should always continue learning. I love when you said in your introduction that you weren't, satisfied where you were. You had a moment to pause, had a moment to evaluate, and then went back to school. You learned this new skill in a couple years. Now you have a knowledge that's a value add to others,
Right.
and really, we can definitely have a laundry list of stuff to complain about in our life, but then there's
Right. Right.
also opportunities if we take the moment to look at things differently and seize the moment. And it
Right.
sounds like that's kind of how you have decided to take a look on life.
Yes, I would. Thank you, Sonia. I would agree with that. I believe that if you want to see things change, change starts with you. One of my I call him my YouTube mentors, Jim Rohn, um, who just taught. I listen to a lot of his content.
Mm-hmm.
He's a person, a leader, a thought leader in self development. He's not alive, but some of his videos are on YouTube, and he talks about if you want to see things change, change starts with you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wasn't satisfied where I was at, and so I began to invest in myself, personal development, learn a new skill through YouTube, in the area of podcasting. I went back to school to increase my knowledge with business and operations and management. And so, and my whole motivation was not, and I'm not knocking those who invest in themselves. Their motivation is to get a Rolex or a Bentley or a big house. Those are nice things, but my motivation really is I want to use all my skills, my knowledge, my failures, everything, be transparent, to be a blessing to others and give knowledge.
Yes.
That's my whole passion. I wake up every day just thinking like, man, how can I bless someone, leave the good deposits? Because I'm so grateful that I made it through, and many of us made it through the pandemic, and I see every day as a gift
Yes.
from God
That's
to live. And you know,
right
I'm
there.
not here, yeah. And so I've made some bad choices, and I've hurt people, and haven't been the best version of myself. But I'm just trying to do the best I can with whatever life I have.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what motivates me. I just want to be a blessing to business owners, particularly in our community. We got a lot of
Yeah.
scammers and everything. We people prey on our community as consumers and become
Mm-hmm.
wealthy off of our lack of knowledge. And so I just want to, if I learn game, I want to tell people to play and how they can do it and
I
better
love
themselves.
that. And I love that how they can play the game. There's a couple things that you said I want to put a pin in. And before we go any further, okay, we got Vivid Visual Solutions saying hi, guys. And I believe that might be Lisa. It's difficult for me to see the icon associated with it, but if I got it wrong, I'm sorry. But thank you for joining. Make sure you can engage in the conversation. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. Now, Charles, one thing that you said made me remember one of my favorite Michael Jackson songs, The Man in the Mirror. He
Yeah,
says that, I'm
yeah,
looking in the mirror. You have to take that self assessment where you are, and it starts with you. You are so true. And that's one thing I think people run from. They don't want to admit their own either shortcomings or their lack of motivation or all the things that really come from within. It's easier to blame others, but then when you got to address with you, it can be a little bit difficult. One thing that you said is that you admitted some of those shortcomings, and I appreciate and respect that, because we all need to do that. We've all had some shortcomings, and if you don't, it seems like they have a tendency to kind of keep you without your knowing. You can let that go, forgive yourself, you can move forward and accomplish anything. I love that you had something very inspirational to say. Thank you so
yeah.
much. Now, before we came on the show, guys, now those who are in the chat, I would love to hear this, because Charles said we needed to start some drama. He told us we needed to like go at it, like because people seem to gravitate and want to watch drama. And the content that I bring, the content that Charles bring, as far as we're concerned, is positive, uplifting content. And I told him, I said, yeah, we can bring the drama. I said, if I'm gonna bring the drama, I want to know why people get excited about bullshit. That's my drama.
Right, 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 right.
Because really, he said so much in there that if we really focus on the good things that we're talking about, this is where you would get the drama clouds out your ability to digest the things you need. Charles, you may not even realize what you said. You talked about someone who motivates you. One person who motivates me happens to be Miles Monroe, who is also
Okay.
deceased.
Right,
But he said there's three types of people: the poor.
right,
The poor are easily distracted and get focused on things that lack value. And they always are focused on either consuming or not having enough money to consume. So it's about money, 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 getting more money, spending more money. And that's why they stay in the poor bracket. Then he mentioned you had the rich. And the rich are focused on, like you said, those things, those things, those things, those things, those things.
right,
And then you have the wealthy. And what I loved is what he separated, that wealth didn't always have to equate with a huge amount of money. It could very well be, but wealth was where you had something that grew within your ecosystem. So even if you develop a small business that doesn't necessarily gross millions, but it is something of value that you can cherish and leave for generations, or it creates some type of generational wealth. That's the difference between wealthy people. They go after vision, they go after growing themselves personally to next levels. And that's where I see where it separates you. And so maybe instead of being drama, we really find a way to attract people to the good stuff.
right, right.
Why do you think, or what do you think could possibly do that?
So your question is, what do I think? How? What do I
How
think
we can get people
can be
just
attracted
as
to good stuff?
engaged in the good stuff?
Well, I think. Well, here's. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it as they say in the street, a buck with you. Keep it 100 with you.
Yes, please.
Um, people. When you see a traffic accident, people, the traffic on the other side slows down because people like to look and see what happened.
Oh,
They're like a wreck. When traffic is running smoothly, they don't pay attention. And so I made a conscious decision that I wanted to be positive. And so I had to live with the fact that our platforms, or mine in particular, is probably going to have a slower growth. But over time, when you sow good seeds, um,
you
they
have
will
growth.
they will you'll have a good return. The scripture says that do not get weary in well doing, and
Thank
do
you.
not faint. Because sometimes we want to give up if we faint, but if we don't get weary in well doing,
Hmm.
eventually we'll reap a harvest. But
Yes.
I've like I said, I've been studying the whole podcast business, and I've seen channels just grow overnight.
Mm.
And unfortunately, it was a business decision that they made. They focus on talking about mess. I mean, and that's so they had beef. You had people who had beef with each other, and they talk about gossip, and they got the views, and they found out that, hey, if we talk about positive things, or things that'll help you, that may get some views. But when they get into talking about mess, so I was kind of joking with you, like, hey, we need to create some fake
We
beef.
need to, yeah,
Yeah,
let's talk
you
about
know.
some mess.
Yeah, no, but I at the end of the day, I want to be able to. My motivation is to help people, be a blessing. So my focus is on. I want to be able to look at myself in the mirror and like myself. I don't want to bring that negative energy. So I just made a point, like, hey, I
Exactly.
may not have a big channel, but you can be influential as a micro influencer. You don't have to have.
That's what I said.
Um,
I'd rather
right,
have
right,
well
exactly,
engaged
right,
people
right, right,
than a bunch of numbers who
right,
are not
right,
even engaged, who are not going to support any of
right,
these businesses or anything like that. And I'm with you.
right.
The message is pure, it's needed,
Right,
and I don't need to try to dramatize it just to get what, a quick buck. No, I'm just not
right, right, right,
interested.
right.
Not
And you don't want to
interested.
keep that. Once you get into the whole mess cycle, you got to keep
You gotta
going
stay
from one mess.
messy.
Yeah, you got to keep going because people, that's what they're looking for. And you get into the cycle, and it creates. But it's just the way the social media. and the YouTube algorithms work,
I
on
get it.
engagement. So, if I made a show saying, hey, I don't date Detroit women. Let's just say like that. If I made a topic and a show on that, people will be like, that'd be engaging because some people will agree, some people will disagree. But I made a decision like, no, I ain't gonna get into that business. I want to
W- Well, I
be
did say I was going to use one. I just decided to like get TikTok, and I said I was going to use that for my frustration
okay,
post.
right.
And it'll be more like, I'm so tired of y'all. When y'all gonna take off the mental shackles and stuff like that. The
No, that's
time
good. That's good.
when you get upset, like,
Right,
okay, so I don't want to hear y'all complaining about nothing else because all you doing is X, Y, and
right,
Z, that kind of stuff. Because that's
right,
how I feel someplace. And I say I need to have an outlet for
right,
my
right,
frustrations for the work I do. Because when
right,
it
right,
feels
right,
like you keep hitting your head up against a brick wall,
right,
you
right,
do want to stop. You do want to give up. But so I said,
right,
if I get an opportunity to get it out, then I can keep going. So that's
right.
really what I'm thinking my TikTok is going to be
Okay.
about. But
Yeah.
Charles, you are doing amazing things, and we're going to keep you on the positive side. Let's talk about this
Right.
right here, Biz Life Book Club. Now, I love literacy and promoting
Right.
literacy. How did this come about?
All right. So, a part of what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a community. I'm kind of testing some things out, since people are more open to meeting in person. I may try a virtual version of this. We're just still testing it out. But I wanted to get together some like minded people, create a community where we would come together. We would have different books. Um, we would we would come together on a monthly basis, and we would it would be books from that we would learn lessons and wisdoms from the life lessons of respected authors in the area of business and personal development. And in some of these books could be New York Times bestsellers, the classic books, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's Think and Grow Rich or Rich Dad Poor Dad, stuff like that. Just giving examples.
Mm-hmm.
So we went with the Detroit native, her book Candy Girl Mentality, um, and so that's the summer book. And we, instead of going through it book a month, we just doing it through like seasons to kind of get more in depth and just pull out the principles that can help us as in our business life. And mainly the book club is really focused toward what I call the 9 to 5 entrepreneurs, those who are new, just starting out. They have a full-time job. They may have a passion or a side business or maybe even a nonprofit, and they're looking to scale and grow and just be around people that they can be encouraged by. And then one of the things we do is we write down, everyone writes out a goal that they're trying to accomplish the next month. And then when we meet, we kind of go like, how did it go? What was your wins? What was your challenges? And stuff like that.
Awesome.
So just trying to create a community of like-minded go-getters who can be impacted by the wisdom and lessons of respected authors in business and personal development.
I love it. That is amazing. And so that had kicked off this month of June. I will put up and we hit it in our Stay Connected segment, but
Yes,
we'll add it one more time. Then if you miss June, I see you. The next one is July the 13th. So
right.
if you
Yeah.
happen to miss this, since you're in a book series, are you able to just come
Yeah,
in?
you could just come whether you have the book or whether you read it or not. Just come in. I'm gonna pull out principles. It's really discussion oriented. Um, so yeah, you don't have to necessarily have read the book. I encourage you to purchase it on the book is available. I think it's candygirlmentalitybook.com. You can order it directly from Lisa House. Um, but yeah, you don't have to necessarily. And we're meeting in person for July and August. We're playing around with it. I'm going to do a poll to see if it's, you know, was virtually a better option because people are busy traveling. So I'm just testing things out, just kind of trial and error. It was a few of us who met the first time. Some people expressed an interest. It'll be held in Oak Park, July 13th at the Crown Point Plaza on Greenfield Road and between, I think, just past 696, next to the Popeyes Chicken. People know what
Oh,
Popeyes
next to the
Chicken is.
Popeye shit. I know exactly
Everybody
what
know what a Popeyes Chicken is because they
everybody
be
know
in
what
line
Popeye
with
chicken
that
is
chicken
right there.
sandwich over there.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with the building quite well.
Yeah. Room
Yes.
509 on the fifth floor. Yeah.
Okay, awesome, 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 awesome. So, Charles, well, before time gets too far away from us, how can people connect with you if they are like a business owner and maybe they don't vibe with me, but they love you and they want to be featured on your podcast, or they want to learn about how they can start their own podcast and want to work with you? How can people connect with you?
Oh, well, simply, you can reach out to me at hello at detroitmetroplug.com. You can definitely want to encourage you to like and subscribe to the channel on YouTube at Detroit Metro Plug Podcast. Also, you can like and follow the Facebook page at Detroit Metro Plug Podcast. And we're also on LinkedIn at Detroit Metro Plug Podcast. And guess what, folks? Subscribing and liking doesn't cost you anything. It's no charge. It's
No
free.
charge. It's
I
free.
encourage you to like and follow Deals with Bob, her
Please
channel.
do.
It's amazing. It doesn't cost no one. No, the IRS is not going to knock on your door. I'm not going to send you an invoice. You're not going to get a check, an invoice, a bill in the mail for
Nothing.
just like it. Even if you don't even watch every week, or if you don't watch it all, if you could just doing that will help businesses, because that helps trick the algorithm. It helps us to create content. uh as we can get closer to monetizing, we can do bigger and better things, and it
Yes.
helps other business people who come on the platform to get the word out. So just a click, just takes a minute just to click
Just the click.
click the
Just
button.
the
Don't even
click.
cost you anything. It's
You
no
do
extra
you know
deal.
how many I don't
You
even
don't have to
know.
cancel Netflix to subscribe to our channel. It's free.
It's
You go to
free.
Facebook, you can like and follow. I got
Free.
4,000 Facebook friends, but only
And here's the thing.
400 like my. But I
I'm
don't know. It
giving
could be
away
their
free
algorithms
gifts.
adjusting it, but But anyways, it's free, so
Right. It's free to you. And I'm giving away free gifts for when you do it. So
what? I didn't know that. You
yes,
giving out
you
free
didn't
gifts?
see. Every show, I give away a free gift. All you have to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
subscribe to YouTube channel, like or follow us on social media, and then share 5 of the previous episodes on your social media platform and tag us. That's it. And you
That's
would
it.
get that week's free gift. The first person to do so will
Right.
get. All you have to do is let us know by emailing us that you did all 3 steps, and you get that free gift. I have
All
some
right.
good gifts too. Like the gift
All
I'm
right.
giving away now, it is retailed at
Wow.
$45.
Wow. Okay. Do people jump
$45
on it?
for
Do people be jumping on that?
some people do. I've given away concert tickets. Some people
Wow.
have gotten this. I'm gonna be giving away a ticket to the Identity Conference with Dr. Eddie Connor.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
I give away good stuff, but you got to
Yeah.
just do something for it. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. It don't cost you nothing to like and
Nothing.
follow, subscribe.
And what I'm asking you to do, it doesn't even cost, but a quick
Right.
moment of time. That's it.
Exactly.
See, that's where we start our controversy right there. People who
Yeah.
can't take the time to subscribe to good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if we start getting messy and you said, "Hey, Charles is out there scamming people. He charges people to come on his podcast. Don't go." They'll love that. We go back and forth, create diss videos. It's
Right.
funny because I watch. It's people that's doing that right now. I'm not making this up. They have
Really?
beef. They have beef within the podcast community. But
Lord
that's a whole
have
nother
mercy.
topic.
Life is too short
Right,
to
right,
do
right,
stuff like that. That's all I'm going to say.
right.
But Charles, with everything that you do, I mean, you just said, and by the way, welcome to the 50s Club.
Yeah, yes, 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 yes.
How are you enjoying it thus far?
Great. I feel great. I've been making some lifestyle changes. Exercising more, dieting differently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I became a a pescatarian. Yeah, pescatarian. Even though I'm
Okay.
Baptist, I'm still Baptist, but I became a pescatarian. Just eat fish. I'm trying to move. I'm trying to inch over to the plant based totally, but
Woo!
I
Come
still eat
on over
seafood or
to the
fish.
dark side.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to change it up.
Come on over to the dark side. When I cheat, because I still do have my cheat days, unfortunately. I am mostly focused on plant-based now,
Okay.
because my health does so much better when I am But when I do cheat with my seafood. So
Okay.
if those who don't know that terminology, and his joke
Right.
is that he just does seafood as your meat options, correct?
Right. Right. Like salmon and stuff like that.
Correct.
Yeah.
And but when I am really now even going deeper in my plant-based effort, and that's to be like a clean diet where
Right.
I'm trying to eliminate salts, oils, and sugars,
Okay. Okay. Good.
and even processed vegetables like canned vegetables and those kind of things. I kind of given up most of the canned vegetables anyway.
Okay.
But anything packaged, I should say, I'm trying to cut back on that too.
Okay.
It's
Like
really
frozen vegetables as well.
I do frozen vegetables. That's okay, but I do love and prefer just get fresh vegetables if I can. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a challenge,
Yes.
especially with my busy schedule.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So I guess I'm going to be looking for in the near future someone who can meal prep for me. And so that's where I'm looking at a couple places they already do offer where you can purchase the meal preps. I know Cooking with Q she has some meal preps. I don't know what's in them yet, but I am going to start doing a little bit of research so I can stay committed. So, hands off to you. Most people who cross over to the 50 are saying exactly what you're saying. It's, they had to change their diet, do some more exercise.
Right. Yeah.
But
Yes.
the one thing that I love, I'm unapologetically me, and I don't care what you say.
All right. All right. All right.
It's just something that happened when I turned 50 where it was like, I don't care. I no longer care.
Right. That's good.
so
That's good.
so with that though, you do a lot, especially in these last couple years, and I'm sure it wasn't challenging from time to time. How do you stay encouraged to keep going?
Oh man. Just stay spiritually grounded. Like I
Mm,
said, I operate from a place of gratitude. I'm thankful for everything, the things that that's been given. I've been blessed with, even the things that I don't have that I think if I got it, I may have messed it up anyway.
mhm,
I'm just thankful for the good things, the lessons I learned from bad decisions I made. Even I'm thankful for the failures because I believe you're gonna fail your way to success.
mhm, mhm,
Yeah. That there's things that life happens, as they say, life be life, and I learn from
mhm,
those things and try to become better person. And I'm a proponent of extreme ownership. I take ownership of things I've done in the past when I
mhm,
haven't been my best version, or if I disappointed people or hurt people. I take ownership and try to to be better. So I there's a scripture verse I read pretty much on a daily basis. Philippians chapter 2 and 3, just basically focus on not doing things for selfish ambition or vain conceit, but
mhm,
to consider others more valuable than yourselves, and really just be about working with a humble spirit. And that's just my goal. Uh, a humble spirit, serving others, and I believe if I do that, God's gonna take care of me. So,
mhm.
yeah, I think you
I
can do
love
good
that.
by doing good to others.
Oh yes, definitely. It would never hurt when you do good to others. Definitely. I really love that. That was very inspiring. I appreciate you sharing.
Yes.
Now, so here's that $1 million question. You have referenced several books in today's show, and that's different than most guests. And so now I'm getting to that question though, of what book is on your nightstand or that
Right
you,
now, I
yes.
read a lot. I do a lot of audio. But right now, let me grab this is the book we're doing in the book club. Let me
Okay.
grab it real quick. It's right here. Yeah, this is Lisa Howe's book, Candy Girl Mentality. Um, you- just encouraging. I don't get no royalties or anything, so people think. So you can get her book at candygirlmentalitybook.com. So yeah, you know what was interesting about the book is that she's really transparent about her early life, and I actually had to put the book down because it was touching chords of my life. Because
Oh.
when you grow up with poverty, you have financial challenges, and you're dealing with scarcity. You don't realize how traumatic that can be. So, and then
Mm.
I don't, it just was opening back memories when I was a kid. Unfortunately, my parents had issues with substance abuse, and there was, we went to different. Sometimes we moved around a lot. They was getting evicted for not paying their rent. So I had probably went to about 3 or 4 elementary schools.
Oh wow.
Um,
Okay.
then I knew what it's like to, back then they had food stamps, the actual stamps in a book,
Mm-hmm.
and just the stigma of going to the store and using food stamps. You see somebody in your neighborhood, in the store, you kind of lay back and let them go in front of you because you don't want to pull out the stamps. My
Mm-hmm.
mom sending me to the store to go. I had to go to 3 stores. We called it busting the food stamps so we can buy some cigarettes for my parents.
Oh
Cool
wow.
menthol lights, 100s in the box. They were smoking. Yeah. So, anyways, she was sharing about her life with scarcity, and so I learned how to have a legitimate, so-called legitimate hustle. Her hustle was selling candy at Cass Tech.
Mm.
I was out. I was working at a convenience store, had a paper route, so I found ways because my parents couldn't get me the things I wanted. I found ways to make it make it happen. So I carry that mentality. That's why I think actually what I thought was a challenge became a blessing because I'm just resilient. Like if this don't work out, I'll go back and try it again until trying to find another way. So I try to make it work. So
Well, you
that was
well.
because of my childhood. I ain't had nobody. I couldn't. I just had to make it work. I had to make it happen. It was nobody.
So,
It,
do you think some of that came from within? Because I guess from that you could have chose a different route and went negative, but you chose to go a route that was more positive. Did you have any type of
I don't know. I
influences,
think
or was it just
maybe
within you?
just being exposed to some spiritual principles and just I'm
Mm-hmm.
just don't if I'm not the person to come to if you looking for an excuse. I'm just like, okay, well that happened. So now what you gonna do? So I don't know.
Love
I'm
it.
not perfect. I mean, I've been let down or disappointed. I just get back up. Like I don't want to stay 15 minutes in a pity party. I'm like, okay, well that didn't work, and I'm embarrassed. But okay, well, let's what we gonna do now? That's
Right. What
that's
we
just
gonna do now? Got to
so
keep it
like
moving.
she talks about that in the first section of her book, Wisdom, and then about like man, she dropped the bomb. I mean, I'm trying to give away the book. She dropped the bombshell. Like she believes that nothing happens without a mistake, right? But she shared about how she came into the world with her father. At first, I thought that maybe her mom and dad wasn't together. Okay, so as you're reading, because it reads like a movie script, and then you find out that basically her dad was married to someone else, and her mom was like the side piece, I guess, and
Oh
that's how she
wow.
became. And you would think like when you born that coming to the world that way, you would think like, man, I'm a so-called illegitimate child.
Mm-hmm.
But her view was like, this happened for I'm here with a purpose. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of going negative, I mean, that's amazing just for her to be transparent, to share that part of her life. And,
Yes.
man, so yeah. So I definitely, I mean, I'm reading, uh, um, Your Next Five Moves by Dan Patrick David, I think, something like that. But anyways, yeah, I read a lot of books because I'm
That's
trying to get better.
good.
I'm trying to
That's
learn
good.
game, and then the more I learn, I'm trying to help other people.
Well, you know that the knowledge lies within the pages of a book, and then once you
Yeah,
have it, the application of that knowledge is where the power is released. So
right, exactly.
that's why I always ask this question, because we want to know what's out there so that you can get this knowledge and start applying it. Now, is there anything that we haven't talked about tonight that you want to make sure that we share, because we are at the 8 o'clock hour? Can you believe it?
Oh wow, wow! The conversation was so delicious. I didn't want it to end. No, I just want to encourage people. I just have a goal of I call it Project 1K. Just trying to reach. 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, followers on Facebook, and our LinkedIn at Detroit Metro Plug Podcast. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything to like and follow. Um, I have you. I got 2 interviews with you on there, and other
Is it
great.
two? Okay.
Well, I chopped it up. It was one interview, but it's 2 parts. Um,
Okay.
yeah, just difference makers in Detroit. Positive stuff, great stuff. Documenting great things that's happening in the city of Detroit.
In Detroit, and I don't know how to do it, but I am. How do you do it, Charles? West Side too.
Oh, West Side, West
How do
Side,
you?
West
I,
Side. Yeah,
I can't
grew up
do.
went to Henry Ford High School, class of '91. Shout out to all the Trojans out there. Went to Wayne State.
Yes,
Yep,
my stopping
and
ground.
Davenport University. Shout out to Davenport University. So, but that don't mean nothing. I got these degrees. It don't mean nothing. I mean, it means something, but
It do
I just,
mean something, but it
I
means you
mean, I
take
just want to
the
bless.
time to.
My motivation to get educated. Well, I'm not trying to stun on nobody. I'm just trying to use information to be a blessing. That's all I want to
Exactly.
do.
That's what I'm saying. You get the knowledge so you can unlock the power behind it.
Yeah, I want to help people.
Yes, I love
That's
it.
the
I
thing.
love it.
And if you
Well,
need help with your digital content, editing, video, recording, your podcast concept, just shoot me an email at Detroit Metro Plug 313 at Gmail or hello at DetroitMetroPlug.com.
I love it. I love it. Well, I want to say, everyone, this was an amazing conversation. I want you to mark your calendars as we close out the month of June with our conversation with Shanita Gary. She is the founder of our own Wall Street, which is our nonprofit that we've been featuring this month, and was also the one who was the founder of the amazing Juneteenth Gala that we've had this past weekend. And like Charles and I have been saying all show, if you have not already done so, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Deals with Bob. All you need to do is click that red subscribe button. And while you're there, click that notification bell so that you will get notified of every time we go live and have these amazing conversations with Bob.
All right.
Now, I thank you again for tuning in. Make sure you share with each other. I thank you, Charles, for graciously agreeing to come on and having this phenomenal conversation. It was new for us. I know you worried about it, but it was full of information that was new and brought new life and new, I'm sure, inspiration to people that were watching. So I am Sonia M. Weaver, and I encourage you to spend with purpose because your dollar does matter, and deal with Bob. Have an amazing night. I'll see you next week. Bye.